Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee with Christiana, and we're continuing our demo days demonstrations. And Theresa is here today to demonstrate how to add beads to your project. So I am turning this over to Theresa.
Good morning, everybody. I'm going to show you with knitting, and there's a couple of ways that you can do this. One is with a crochet hook, a small crochet hook, and that would be these. But I like to use a wire. It's fireline wire, I believe. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip off this stitch, if I can get it, onto the wire. And then I'm going to grab a bead and hopefully you can see this. This one wire here, I cut it in half and it curls. But you got to get both sides in. And it's not cooperating.
It never does when we're live.
No. Okay, so I've got both of them on. And then I'm going to slip the stitch through there. I'm going to take the wire out. I'm going to put the stitch back onto the needle. And I'm going to knit it, or purl, and there's my bead on there, if you can see that. And I'll do it again. I like to get beads that is complementary to the yarn. I like to, when I bead, I like to make sure that I can see my beads. And we have an array of beads that you can pick from. I thought I would show you one more time on knitting. Okay, that one went better. Slip it back on. And I knit it, just like that. Now for crocheting, I'm going to do it similar. This is more of Tunisian crochet that I have right here, which I pick up the stitches like that. Sorry. And then I'm going to pull this through, and I'm going to find my wire. I'm going to slip it through. And hopefully I'm doing this in front of the camera. And I'm going to pull it through. And then I'm going to slip it on. But basically it's pretty much the same as knitting. And there's the bead on that. Okay, now I'll show you some beads that we have. These are my favorite, but we have an array of beads. If you can, sorry for the camera moving. And this is what I was using today. But there's quite a few different shades of colors. Anyway, the code is bead20, and that's our demonstration. And it's only for the beads. So have a good day.
All right, so like Theresa said, the beads are 20% off. The code is good until Friday, and that's bead20, BEAD20. And before we sign off, Theresa, I do have a question about beads.
Okay.
What is the advantage to putting beads on your project like you showed us as opposed to pre-stringing them and using them that way?
If you pre-string them, you have to put on quite a few beads, and hopefully you don't run out when you get to your, before you end where you're going to bead. I've never really pre-strung them because that's a lot of work and not fun.
No, I wholeheartedly agree. Cool. And instead of using the wire, could you use dental floss instead?
No, the dental floss would be too flimsy.
Okay.
You'd have to use a needle, and it just wouldn't work as well.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's all my questions answered.
Well, thank you for the questions. I never thought of those.
Well, thanks, guys, for joining us. We'll see you next week. Have a very lovely Tuesday.